Hi, I'm Jamie from badtimestoreload.com, and this is Hotline Miami. Okay, let's imagine what it would be like if there was a game that took and combined influences from Grand Theft Auto, every Michael Mann movie ever made, the original PlayStation game Loaded, and the Ryan Gosling movie Drive. What would be created from that mashup of organized crime and violence? The answer is Hotline Miami from DeNation, a top-down, hyper-violent game about drugs, death, rubber masks, and the 80s in general. Set in, unsurprisingly, Miami in 1989, you take control of a character with a mysterious backstory who wakes up in a room only to be guided through a brief tutorial by a messed-up-looking homeless guy who trains you in various different ways to kill your enemies. These include using your fists, melee weapons, and guns to dispatch every bad guy in a room before moving on. After this brief tutorial, the unnamed protagonist finds himself awoken in an equally shady room with 3 other mysterious figures in animal masks. These figures appear periodically throughout the story to offer more insight into what exactly is happening and who your character really is. At the start of each chapter, our hero wakes up in his house with a message on his answering machine informing him of where he must go to carry out his task for the day. Now, 90% of these tasks are simply killing everything that moves in whichever house you get sent to. Before entering each level, the player is given a choice of which rubber mask to don before the killing starts. Masks will be earned as the player progresses through the game, and each mask offers a different bonus to the player in that particular level. The game is currently only available on the PC, and as such is controlled using the WASD keys to move your character along while you use the mouse to aim. Clicking the left mouse button attacks, while clicking the right mouse button throws the weapon to attack from a distance. There was originally gamepad support, which was taken out of the game pre-release due to some technical issues. One can only assume the gamepad support will reappear with a patch later on, but the fidelity the player gets when aiming with a mouse is great, and it often is so precise that you can't imagine playing the game any other way. This is a game built on trial and error, where you will attempt to clear a room, probably fail, and then restart to try it over and over again. This is not a chore like it would be in some other games. In fact, it's part of the fun of Hotline Miami to constantly restart until you manage to clear an entire floor of a building without being seen or hurt. And since the game uses a one-hit kill mechanic, you learn quickly to move fast and take no prisoners. The game could be compared favorably to Super Meat Boy in the way that these are both games that can be frustrating at times, but through constant retries, the player gets better and better at dealing with the situation they're in, and the satisfaction of finally completing a level more or less erases their pent-up anger of constant deaths beforehand. After completing a mission, our main character will stop by somewhere on his way home, usually a bar, a video store, or a pizza place. These in-between cutscenes could serve no purpose in a less capable developer's hands, but DeNation uses them to create great tension and a somewhat sinister atmosphere for the world the game takes place in. Hotline Miami is unrelenting, challenging, vicious, addictive, and overall really fun. The pixelated art style goes well with the 80s look of the game, all of which combines beautifully with the game's stellar soundtrack, which is one of the, if not the best soundtracks of the year. This is a simple game, but it is one of the most addictive games this year, combining the simplistic pixel art style with challenging gameplay mechanics and backing it all with an awesome soundtrack and a great overall feel. It's hard to recommend Hotline Miami enough, and I can only hope that it sees a release on other platforms in the not-too-distant future. Alright, I've been Jamie from badtimestoreload.com. Play Hotline Miami, and I'll see you next time.